Welcome. Right, I'm not going to do too much in this episode. I've just come back from a week away. I caught something. I'm not going to go into details. Not feeling very well, but I can't leave you guys hanging. So let's get... I noticed I left the upper control arms off, and we'll see if we do anything other than that. Hopefully a bit more than just lower control arms. Upper control arms. Let's see what we got. This guy is still here. So he's held in by bolt number 1, bolt number 2. Where are you, bolt number 2? Hiding in the shadows. There you go. The bolts also come through this side of the strut towers. And there's the old second bolt. I'll take those off camera. It'll be a dak, 2 bolts. Should be nice and quick. Yeah, join me in a minute. Right, so in the effort of not just fast forwarding through everything so fast that people can't see what's going on, and I can use this as a guide when I'm putting it back together, I noticed when WD-40ing this bolt here, let's go enhance, that if the camera focuses on the bolt, that's welded. So I don't need to hold anything on the inside, nor do I need to dak anything on the inside. So I can just dak this guy, and he comes straight off. Just so we know that's a thing, in case anyone else needs to use this as a guide. Okay, time for some possible ASMR. Who likes ratchet wrenches? So on the back here, my dak could only just fit on the nut and the firewall. So I just used it to get the initial loosening, but obviously when you loosen a bolt more, it comes out this way, which means it would have squashed the dak against there and I wouldn't be able to get it off. So here we have a ratchet wrench. And there you can see the bolt coming out. That is an enjoyable noise. And then same on this side, we'll get a reverse view. And that was really loose already. Okay, we'll come back to those. Finger loose. So on this side, hello! Where is he? This guy here. So this is obviously going to be stiff. And instead of, I can try it, but what normally happens, you've seen it several times in videos before, I'm going to push this away and I'm either going to break this or my hand. So what I tend to do, cheat with a tool I didn't prepare. Oh, there it is. You can come with me. Come with me. On my nice little stool here, we have a lot of sunshine. It's the rubber mallet. So this guy does pretty much what a dak does. They came out. Once they're finger loose, they're essentially off. So for reference, so these are the belts. If you want to focus on it, there we go. That's a bolt. So that's a 10, of course. That'll be the strength and quality of the bolt, not the size. This is a size 14. Yeah, one on each side. Easy peasy. That's one done. Let's get the second one off. And then tug. That's a rubber-like, a bit manky. Come on, focus on it. Oh. Crusty. More crusty. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Down with the rest of the rubbish. There you go. That's the ones from previous episode. Low control arm, upper control arm. Done. And that there doesn't look too bad rust-wise. This side's a little more rusty. Still not that bad. Looks like mostly surface rust. Is it going to catch any detail there? Not really. Right, apologies for the lighting. Still no electricity in the garage, and this bright sun has to come through the door to light up the garage. I'm going to remove these two bits here. Then I'll show you a trick with these bolts I'm removing. Let's say that's... well, those on the left are 10. They'll be 14 again. Yep, 14 on that motor mount. So I'll grab the 10 while we're here, which is, don't say you're missing. No. What did I do with the 10? Going for 14. Do I need an extension? No. Do I need WD-40? No. That's loose. And you're loose. And then, ta-da, motor mount. I've lost my 10mm socket, apparently. I know what it's attached to, but I don't know where the thing that it's attached to is. Always put your tools back where they need to be. Does this need an extender borrow, cuz? Or are we good? Can you see anything from my hands here? No, just my hands. I'll come through the headlight. Wait, what? No hammer needed. Well, can we get enough grip? We get away with enough grip. Bolt number 1. Let's keep them in place. Bolt number 2. This is going to get replaced because it's all rusty, but I'm going to keep the parts here so I know what to replace them with. Here's a little trick I've been doing with a lot of the parts that might get replaced or might not get replaced, but either way I need to keep them and know where they came from. Here's my desk, freezer bag. So here we're going to write upper control arm bolts. And then you get the bolts. Don't drop them in on the windshield. No, I don't think you can recuperate the windshield because it gets cut off with a window cutter wire. Bit of a shame. Anyway, they're in the bag. And then they go over to the box, which I'll cut in here. So this box contains a lot of labeled items, not just bolts. Here it's only the upper control arm bolts I'm keeping because I'm going to replace the upper control arms, that I know. And they're all rusty, so they're going to get chucked. And I know where they go. I know what they look like, I know where they go, specific part. Whereas here, next part, if I put the bag the right way around, and I can write on this very handy little white window, we're going to put the engineers that gave it a really specific, special name, wincing, possibly turning in their graves right now. And in here, we put the hole the whole thing. So I have that with the bolts. It'll be easy to find, and even if that fades off, which I hope they don't, but they're just chucked into a box right now, but they will eventually get sorted out better. Maybe separate boxes for each section of the car. I'll know what it's from. Any brand of freezer bag, very handy. And that's my desk up there for now. Okay, what shall we remove next? I reckon I'll try and remove the fuse box. Let's fast forward through this bit because I don't know what to expect under here. Nothing worse, maybe, than having a dried leaf right next to something electrical. It's all unplugged, luckily, so I knew it was a dry leaf, but the noise it makes can be mistaken for fizzling, sparking electricity. Man, this is unhinged. Now this should be loose, and then put the lid back on so stuff doesn't fall out. I'll tell you what, it unlatches from the bottom, a couple of corners. Let me just put these in a bag already. So the cover came off with double clips on 3 sides, and it was hinged into on this end. So this comes off. Here we've got 3 connectors filled with waterproofing grease, I guess. Some other connectors also had this, like behind headlights and stuff. This cable, I've disconnected this side with these. It's got these connectors onto the chassis. These guys connected again to a metal brace. Check these for reference. Green, white, the green, be black and white, and a multicolored blue one with various other ones. I've traced this one into not the cockpit, cab, inside the car, under the dashboard. It connects to the CPU, which is still bolted down, has the cable fixed in place with things like this that I can't properly get to, so I decided to pop this off. This should be, in theory, easier to remove. Sometimes you push these, sometimes you pull them. This feels like a pushy. And this should, I've got no grip because they're covered in grease. I'm getting my cloth. Maybe another screwdriver. You prying, very technical. You pushing. There we go. I think 1, easy, awesome. Number 2, we're out, and that gives us 1 fuse box. So yeah, as I was saying, this clips into here at the back, and these line up. Be black on black here, you can't see it. Clip, 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 clip. And that's all sealed. Also, while I was tracking these cables, I might have removed 1 brake line, because I know I said I wasn't going to do anything with liquids in, but technically it doesn't have liquid, does it? I drained it. As I was exploring the clips for the cables to the fuse box, like this one here, it's going to be very red. I followed some clips for the brake line, which goes all the way down there. This black hose, get out of the way. Down there, across there. I've already undone it in here. So these, you can get different ones. They'll give different percentage to the front and back brakes. So these will be front, they'll be back, and this will be the circuit, I'm guessing. You go, yes. So this line goes slave under here, here in there, and then it returns to the other side. So these two are part of the circuit. Whoops, helps if I focus on it. Circuit goes through here, applying pressure to these ones, front and back. So you can get different ones to give more to the back or less to the back, more to the front, less to the front. So let's get this guy off. I already unclipped him there and broke the clip. Go me. It's very brittle. But this should be washer fluid. Lift this up and out and rotate. We look the other side over here. So this was the brake hose that I cut. That was up in here, up in here, up in here. So that went through the hole, made contact with the metal like this, and it's being held up by one of the, that's a new one, one of these, let's get out of the sun here, one of these brake clips. These are standard type of thing on all cars. I've changed them on my Polo, so I've actually got, still on my little engine still here, some new ones. Maybe because I lost one when I did the Polo. They are like spring-loaded almost. This one, the Civic one wasn't. It was all too rusty. This one went flying somewhere and I never found it. So I have the new ones. It's very good. Yeah, so they tend to slide in on top here and hold everything in place. And now there's nothing in place. We can just, oh gosh. Put it through. Oh, you can see them dingly dangling. Maybe. Very hard with the sun. And there we are. I'll be getting all new ones of these. Again, like I said, it's not worth risking anything. And for the price of a new brake hose, get a whole new brake system. If you're getting a faster car, you want to stop a little better. So that'll be it for this episode. We got the upper control arms off, one brake line off, at least I know how they're removed. We removed the motor mount and power steering liquid bottle fluid and the fuse box. So hopefully this can help people reference removing those parts when doing the engine bay. I know I'll be referencing it, like I said, and putting things back in if the same parts are needed, because it is a different engine going back in. Hopefully I can show you or pull out at least the other subframe. The issue is the crossbeam. So I'm having the outside of the garage rendered. Crossbeam above the garage is two large bits of wood sandwiched together. The outer one is rotted from halfway across, so that needs replacing. I tried opening the garage door and I could see a piece of wood that goes in between the garage door and those pieces of wood, lots of wood, was bending a bit. So that was confirmed when I closed the garage door. It was then hitting it. So the garage door at the moment, as flimsy and rusty as that is actually adding to the structural integrity of the front of the garage. The pit, I realized, doesn't really go, I don't even think it goes halfway. Because I was going to remove the fuel tank, that was it. Fuel tank is only held on by two straps with 4 bolts, 2 on each strap, in theory. So if that beam gets replaced before next weekend, then we can do the fuel tank. I can show you the comparison between the two subframes. Otherwise, I'll have to continue just picking at this engine bay. I can't do the interior yet because I don't have the shelves. If there's anything else you'd like to see, just comment. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in and following along. See you next week.